Alrighty. Hi there, Paulie. How are you? Welcome in on a Saturday. I don't do a lot of these. It's college football Saturday too. We got Iowa playing in a championship game. Didn't have that pegged after how bad they played for half a season. But I guess they might get the crap kicked out of them. But at least they made it there. So, hey Donovan, how are you? How's everyone doing on the Saturday? I know I'm excited. We got some cool stuff to show today. Oh, I didn't even watch F1 qualifying. I did catch a race at some point. Oh, you don't watch game day predictions? Yeah, especially when it's against Alabama. For some reason, everyone thinks that's the greatest team that's ever existed. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're good. They're consistently good. But I think what drives me nuts is when it's like, right now they're number 2 in the nation, and their best win is against a number 9 team. Like, what the heck? They've beat like 2 ranked opponents all year, and they've struggled with a lot of unranked opponents. If that's any other team, they're not getting the favorable, rank at number 2. So I don't know. That's just something to me that's always been like, not a fan of that. All right, well, I think it's time to go ahead and boot this up. Oh, Verstappen, that's huge. I didn't realize he had an issue in qualifying. That's big. Hey, welcome in, Andrew. Just got your Josh Berry Tire Pros Color Chrome. Nice. I believe the throwbacks are on the way from what I know. I didn't get them in this batch, unfortunately. I really wanted to see those. But anyway, let's go ahead and we'll start with the easiest ones because they're still in their boxes, and I'll show you why. But the first thing that showed up today, and it was probably in the thumbnail, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's, the 1/64th sprint cars for the... for 1/64 sprint cars, that's all it really is. But here you can see the David Gravel, the Hussets Speedway.com sprint here. But let's see here. If I go to the back, you can see there's the artwork they put on the back. They also have a part number, barcode, all that kind of stuff. Downside, they're sealed. All the way around they're sealed. So you can't pop these out and pop them back in. If you're going to pop it open, it's going to be open and it's going to stay open. So hopefully somebody can get a hold of Acme and have them not crimp or pinch these edges like that. It's actually, I think it's crimping is what they call it. But basically, once they're crimped like this, you can't have it where you can open it up and put it back together and have a nice display box for it. So I would love to see it where they get these into a box that can be opened and closed. I don't know what the realistic possibility of that is. They look really good. I am gonna pop one of them open because I plan on holding a J-Mac and a Brad Sweet anyway. I just think it'll look cool on my sprint shelf, but I'm not going to do it with all of them, so that's what I wanted to point out is that the box is like that. But overall, I mean, the detail on it is not bad. It's a little hard to get a good focus from the camera when it's pointing in like that. But overall, I mean, if you look at the size and scale, it did seem small to me for a 1/64th. But after standing next to a car like that, that's about right on par. So that's a 1/64 truck there, but it's right on par for the right size that it should be. So it seemed a little smaller than I thought it was going to be. I think that's because I have a Sprint that's a little bit bigger than a 1/64th. But yeah, these will be really cool nonetheless. So I believe 4 of them came in, and I think all the gravels are already spoken for. I have to double check, go back to my website. But so yeah, that was that one. As I said, we do have J-Mac, which James McFadden there. You can see he's got look at the artwork on these things. It's nuts. I mean, there's the J-Mac one, which is interesting to say the least. We got our number 9, we got McFadden, Caravan Trailers, all that. But then you go and you take a look at this one. This is the Brad Sweet one, and they got the big cat logo or cartoon or whatever you want to call it. So they got some really neat artwork with these, or at least for sure on these two. That's some really unique artwork. The 49 is in. That's a good looking sprint car. I will say I thought I liked the white part of the 49 you know, on the sprint car. I don't know if I do. I think the Napa cars just need to be blue. It's just they gotta be. The white is cool to an extent, but I think sometimes it just gets overused. And then the last one is here. This is the Lucas Wolf, number 5. What was this one? I can't remember. This was Blue Ribbon Beer. That's what it was. But yeah, so this is kind of I don't know what I'd call it, like an unknown. I don't think I've seen this one run with the Outlaws, or at least not much this year, not in Iowa at least. But yeah, it looks like it's pretty basic as far as the artwork and everything. But I mean, it's cool nonetheless to get anytime you can get a sprint car made. But yeah, I didn't know much about this one when I first picked that up. So you know, it was one of those where I was like, well, let's go ahead and pick one up and see what it looks like when it comes out. It looks pretty good. But yeah, I am going to pop a couple open here. We'll actually probably do that on a review video. The other one that I'm sure you saw, which again was in the title or the picture, the A-Shock Energy cars are in. I have a few of them for the site, so they will be available on there. I can get them listed. But yes, the A-Shock Adrenaline cars are in, and they look fantastic, which is a good thing because I now get to do the review on this one and the special finishes that I've had sitting waiting. They've been just waiting to go. So I have a bunch of special finishes of this car, which looks amazing, by the way. And yeah, that video will be pretty fun. But yeah, you can see it's the matte black with the red. I just think it's a great combination. It looks fantastic. I'm not even sure if I'd take this over the Hooters Night Owl. The Night Owl's all black. This one, it's like the design on it, especially around the front. The accents are just really cool. So I'm really happy with this one. I think it's a really good looking car. And I actually picked up a 1/64th on this too. So, but yeah, I have I believe 4. Let me think here. No, I got 3 Elite and and 2 ARCs for the website. So there'll be a couple out there. But once they're gone, they're gone. I can't do anything about that. But definitely liking these. So yeah, that's 1 of 4. I'm gonna have to inspect all of them, of course. The sprint cars I don't have to inspect, luckily. Or at least not the 1/64ths, because there's not generally as much wrong with them. You know, and you can see them from the box, so that's kind of helpful. Looking for the number 2014 Cobalt. Yeah, that's a good Johnson scheme, the black one. I like it because I have his Dover win from that season, and it looks pretty good. Although 2014, his best win from that season was the Coke 600 car. I love that thing. Red, white, and blue, tire burnout all down the side. Lovely. So the last thing... well, what I should do probably is put this Elite one back in its box. I think I inspected it pretty good. Let's do a quick inspection while we're here. Little mark under the Z. Not sure why that is. Just a tiny little black mark. Is it rubbing off? No. So not sure what that is or where it came from, but there is a small mark. It's very, I mean, you can see it. No, you can't even hardly see it on camera. It's not a huge mark, but it is enough that, you know, I've noticed it. Other than that, it is really clean. So it does have one small mark to it. Let's go across the roof. I see a couple things. Is that coming off? There's a little white mark up on top. Yeah, that's, other than that, it's literally 2 little specks. So, you know, unfortunately, that's really, really good for Lionel standards. I hate saying it like that because it's such a silly thing to say, but Lionel standards have gone down quite a bit. Oh yeah, I haven't shown you guys yet the sprint car. You know what? I'm gonna make us get to 10 likes before I do a sprint car. And when I say a sprint car, I mean the sprint car, the Donnie Schatz 118s that are in. I'll wait just a minute. So, all right, we'll put this A-Shock back in its box, and that one is inspected and good to go. Next on our list, let's see. Should I pop an ARC out maybe? Oh my gosh, this one's still getting moved around back and forth. Yep, sure is. Interesting. I'll have to inspect it, make sure it's... Sounds like it's in pieces. Or in one piece, I should say. Alright, let me put that, and then we go to the next one. We're at 7. Getting closer. Honestly, the size of the box made me think that there was a lot more of these coming than I ended up getting. Is Stewart's sprint car in? No, Stewart's is not in yet. Just Donnie Schatz at the 118 scale. 1/64 scale, there's a few more. Sammy Swindell's, I believe, came in. So we'll start seeing a lot of them as the rest of the kind of Christmas season rolls on. Let's see here. All right, so here's the next A-Shock. This is another Elite. Actually, this is in really good shape. I see a couple little specks, but I seem to be able to move them right off. Little red mark there. Does that come off? Yeah, there's a little red mark on the hood here. That one's kind of stuck. It looks like it might be a decal that cured wrong. Oh, it did flake right off. Okay. Yeah, we don't need that on there, so I can gladly get rid of that. There we go. So, yeah, this one's actually even cleaner than the last. One mark was all it had. That's not bad at all. All right, well, I can mark that one down as inspected. They really need to do something about these when they get them in the assembly line, where they can like use the air gun and, you know, get the thing to like spray all the gunk off it, or not spray, but you know, just get it so all the little it's like little pieces of the it's a bunch of little pieces of the oh gosh darn it. Oh well, it looks like that's gonna be my car, one I just inspected. I usually have one for my collection, at least in the Elliots, but the cards that are in the top are all wrinkled to pieces. Like there's just wrinkles everywhere. Like it just must have gotten crammed in there wrong. And yeah, it looks like that's gonna end up in my collection. So I don't care about the cards, so it's not a big deal. But I always try to make sure that if I am selling a car, it doesn't have wrinkles in it, because that's, you know, may matter to someone else. It just doesn't to me. So all right, we're at 8 likes. There's 18 of you here. I've got a sprint car. It's ready to go. Like, I literally have it all ready to go, and you guys can, you know, see it, and it's all prettied up. But I can't show you till we get to 10 likes. I just can't. It's just, it's outside of the realm of possibilities, man. Hey, there we go. We just got to 10. Unfortunately, we're just a little too slow. It'll be the next one, though, because I already have another car out. But this is another of the A-Shock Elites. We're just doing our inspections. You know how it is. I'm going to see here. Trying to get it so I can set it up here, but I got a box in my... There we go. Had a box in my lap. All right, so there's that next one. But you can see, man, they do look really sharp. Like, a lot of these don't have hardly any marks at all. So, very, very clean. I mean, you look at the front of this thing. Look at how that matte versus the decal, like, there's not a smudge in sight. They look really nice. Dang, that's sharp. So that one actually has a really good. I didn't even have to look at that one very long. That one's awesome. So that one's good, and the best part is none of the stuff's all wrinkled up. Oh, you wanted the? Did they? They're still making the Subway Playoff Mustang, I think. Well, I was planning to get one. Harvick made me mad, but I think I'll still get one, even when he makes me mad. A liquid color on that green might look really, really good. But mostly playoff banners. I love playoff banners. Alright, so I've inspected 3 of the Elites, so I still haven't checked the ARC yet. But we have hit 11 likes. It is time to look at the 1/18th sprint cars. So, the first thing I'm going to show off is the box that they come in. And they come in a box slash sleeve, I guess. It's not technically a sleeve, though. I'll show you. It's a little different than the ones we've seen in the past from the R&R ones. But here's the box. It's actually really big. You can see the box. There's actually a sleeve here on it. So it's regularly just like a regular corrugated box. I would say the box isn't quite as nice as the other ones, but I don't mind it. It's not too big a deal. I will say that the way that they're put in the box is actually very nice. You can see we got number 15, CarQuest. Over here you see we got Donnie Schatz, 2021 Sprint Car. And then we got these here. You know, same thing as the other side. Then, exact model car intended for adult collectible, not suitable for children under the age of 14 years old. Ask your parents' permission before going online. No. You can see we got made in China on the barcode and all that stuff. So, does it have a quantity made? Does it have a production number here? I don't see a production number. So I don't know how many were made exactly. But let's go ahead and see how it's boxed in there, because there's 2 blocks of foam that kind of go together. And I have it upside down at the moment, but here's what came out of that box when I got it popped open. The big old block of styrofoam. You can see here, they are screwed down. That is a first. First time I've had a sprint car that gets screwed down. There's 2 screws in the bottom of it that hold the car into its base. Oh, there, I dropped a screw out. So you can see here, that's where the car sits, and then there's the 2 screws. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that 1 screw right back in there so I don't have it disappearing on me. But yeah, so that's where it goes in. The only thing that goes inside the foam is the car and the top wing. The front wing and the hood cover actually go up here. Hood and wing, front wing. So the front wing goes in here, the hood goes in here, or maybe it's yeah, nah, it does go that way. But anyway, so that's where they go, and then they actually have little like clear sleeves over them to keep them looking nice, which by the way, they do look very, very nice. So that's the top. So when you originally slide it out, this will be up. You'll see the hood and the top wing, or the front wing, and then you'll pop the thing open, and inside will be the car and the top wing. So anyway, that's our foam. Now let's go ahead and see the detail on this thing, because I'm telling you, man, it's awesome. So actually, I already put the hood in, but I'm gonna go ahead and pop it out so you guys can see the engine detail, because these are phenomenal. All right. Oops. There we go. I was trying to zoom in. Wow, this is not recording in good quality. Can I fix that? Not really. Let me see if my camera's all smudged up. Is that better? Not much. Dang. Well, you'll have to wait for the review video to get the clear video or the clear version, but you can see here we do have a very, very nice engine detail here. We got the different wires and like fuel lines running through there. Got our air filter up top. I don't think any of that moves. We got our exhaust pipes, radiator up in the front. Let's go ahead and look on the other side, see if I can see anything from this side. You can see it does have the Ford Performance logo on the valve cover. But you can see there's our engine detail. Pretty darn solid. I mean, this is pretty good engine detail, but here's the one that actually got me, the seat. They have updated the seats, and look at how that seat is. That is a carbon fiber seat. You can see the seat belts, Simpson seat belts in there. You can see the steering wheel, which does not turn, which I don't think it ever has, in sprint cars at least. And then I'm trying to see if there's anything else in here you can see. No, not really. But yeah, overall, I mean, the detail on this thing is really nice. You go underneath the thing, you can see we've got Acme 1406? 1046, sorry, 1046. You know, we got our front wheels, which are, it's got the black center and the silver wheel. But overall, I mean, it does feel very much like one of the other 118 sprint cars. I will have a side-by-side comparison when we do our review of the car. But the nice thing is, like I said, you can take the hood or the engine cover. I shouldn't even say hood, engine cover. You get that put in there. You get your front wing, which I think I've had some trouble with that, getting the front wings to line up. Let's see, did I get it hooked right? I think I did. Oh, no, I did not. I tried. Let's try that again. All right, where is that hole? There's the hole, and there's the hole. So those are right where they need to be. Now I need to put... Come on now. Having trouble getting it to hook in place. I'm not sure what's going on. It does do it. I'm just being a little more cautious because, as I said, I have not had one of these before because it's the first time. There we go. That hooked right in place. Perfect. Oh, that hooked really well, actually, too. So that is a solid front wing. So now I got the front wing on. And then we just got to get our top wing on. And the top wing is actually probably the same construction as the one before because it's the same exact style. You just pull, you hook the front and then pull back. So you get the front in. And then you can kind of pull the back over, and then solid. And you can see, you can actually pick it up by the top wing. I wouldn't recommend it, but it can happen. And so, overall, your sprint car ends up looking like this. The silver looks amazing. You got shots on the name, or the top of the front of the top wing. Man, I'm having trouble. You even have the wicker. I will say there's no braces on the top wing. Not a huge deal, but I always do appreciate that when they have them. So yeah, we do also have the right side. You can see the number 15. Silver Ford Performance. By the way, this car in person looked better than this, and I can only say it for this reason. The blue and red on this car, like around here, was like a chrome decal, like almost like a liquid finish, but on a decal. And so the CarQuest logo was normal, but the blue and red markings down the side and on the wing there were like really shiny. Like it looked awesome. So don't get me wrong, the diecast still looks really nice, and it's accurate to its car from this year. But the the color of the blue and red when I saw it at the track, oh boy, was that pretty. But yeah, overall, I mean, it does feel like an R&R sprint car, so it should match up perfectly with all the other sprint cars in your collection if you've got them so far. Heck, I even think the wheels and tires are the same. I will say there's a few small differences, but it looks like they pretty much may have bought from the same original toy company. They may have just taken and used the molds from the old one. The wing feels the same. The wheels and the chassis kind of feels the same. A little different on the engine and the seat and some other things, but otherwise feels really similar to the ones before. So luckily, I don't think I have to inspect these as much, which is a good thing, because if you have to inspect too many of these sprint cars, you have to pop them all open, and there's just a lot of work to that. So best to be able to just leave it where it is. So, but yeah, so we'll do a review on this. It'll have the we'll have a look at the other parts of this, or the other sprint cars up next to it, so we can see them side by side. There is it looks like a flaky decal stuck up here. Gotta get that out of there. Get it out of there, you. Well, I'm getting it. So it looks like there was a flaw, but I think that could just be something where somebody put a piece of decal down and it got stuck. Yep, there we go. Came right off. So there you go. You can see there was a little big old white chunk, and there's still a little tiny piece, but I got most of it down. So, but yeah, so hopefully that's a 1 in a million. I'm going to probably have to check one more of them just to be sure. But yeah, so we do finally have sprint cars in. As I said, they're all, the only ones so far are Donnie shots in the 118s. I said we do have a few in the 164s. But that being said, it is still nice to have something in. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the other ones that are coming in are the Sammy Swindell, and there was one other one that was coming in. So they're starting to come in, so I'm pretty happy about that. So we'll get moving through those. But for the time being, I'll have, as I said, I've got some 164s, and what I have left will get up on the site. But a lot of sprint cars got sold on the website, so those were definitely ones worth pre-ordering, because I'll have to see what I can get if I run out. But they're popular. What can I say? So yeah, that's our Donnie shot. I'm just gonna move Donnie shots back here. I still gotta inspect the other two cars, but you know, we'll let that sit in the background. It looks too good. You can't justify leaving it not. Oh, there goes my screwdriver set. Oh well, it's just a screwdriver set. I will have to pick it up though. There's like 100, not 100. I'm over exaggerating. There's about 30 screwdrivers, and it tipped completely upside down, so they are now all over the floor. But that's okay. I got all Saturday to get that stuff cleaned up. This is one of those relaxing Saturdays where I don't have anything going on whatsoever. It's a good problem to have. All right, so here's our last of the Elite A-Shocks to take a look at. Looks pretty good. Anyone shout out if you see a major defect. I missed one on the William Byron car because it blended into the car real well. And yeah, it doesn't look like this has any markings whatsoever on it, though. This looks great. So good job, Lionel. They're cranking out a bunch that I'm not seeing a lot of defects on, which is nice, because a lot of them have been coming in with big defects and issues with them. So I'm glad that these are coming in without the defects. That's a good thing to see. All right, so that's the last of the Elites. I got 2 ARCs to take a look at, but before I get too far, that was pretty much everything that I have as far as the like individual things. So there's no more new stuff that I haven't shown off yet. So if you're just waiting on new stuff, that's it. I'm not gonna I have to count these, but I think could have a wrong number here. We'll see. I think I may be still waiting. So all right, another A-Shock. I guess I do have another one. I must have miscounted. Oh, the other thing I didn't even mention yet, before we get any further, is that the let's see here. Move that. There we go. Okay. The other thing I didn't mention yet was that the I forgot. My mind's drawing a blank, man. I didn't sleep enough last night. What happened? Guys, I forgot. I was in the middle of a thought, and then I was popping this out of the box, and the cards were wrinkled, and so I still had to look at the car, and I got distracted, and now I don't remember what I was going to say. So, great. Anyway, this one looks pretty darn clean too, though, so it looks like they're doing a good job. So, I do have some more of these Elites. I think the ARCs must be coming late, or later. Not sure why, but it's been a trend, you know, so I'll probably have some ARCs coming yet. Oh, I just remembered. The A-Shot cars are on a base. So, something I will show is how to get the car off the base, or a method for getting the car off the base, which, by the way, is very, very, very easy. Like, it was really easy to get that thing on and off the base, so we shouldn't have to worry too much about the bases or getting the cars off. It's not as bad as the 164s. That was a nightmare. I literally had to destroy the base, in a way, to get the 164th off the base. It was a nightmare. But these 124ths are really easy to get off the base. So don't worry, you won't have to wreck your base or, you know, hurt your car or your box or anything like that. Like, it'll come off really easy just with a few steps. All right, so here you go. You can see there's a few marks on the roof. And it's not marks. These are basically like flakes of decals that just somehow get on it after they've already been, like, completed. And then, you know, it's like, I don't know if they can just use an air gun and blow the thing off and get it clean, but yeah, all these Elites look really good, so it's a good sign. It's a good sign. I don't know if that means quality's coming back or if they just got a lucky run, but they do look very, very nice, so that's a good, very good sign. All right, so that's the last of the Elites. Actually, that's the last of the 124s in general. And like I said, I'm not going to open a 164th. That's going to be in the video. And the same thing with the getting the car off the base. I'll get the car off the base in a video. So everything when it comes to the videos, you should have everything you need to get the cars in and out of their boxes and stuff like that. So shouldn't be too bad as far as getting it in and out of the box or whatnot. So I'm not quite as worried there. But was there anything else I needed to do? No. I think that's it, guys. I thought this was going to be a bigger arrival, but it's not. So, unfortunately, that's kind of all there is. As I said, I do have some videos to make, so there'll be some good videos coming up with the 118s and the 164 sprints, plus the A-Shot car, special finishes, all that stuff. But I know there's more coming, and I should have some coming in probably next Monday or something, so I guess I thought they were all coming together, so maybe that's it. Let's see, when am I going to get the Clash cars? I don't know for sure. I haven't seen that they've shipped yet, as far as I know. I think the Daytona 500 car just shipped, which I haven't even seen a prototype for, so I thought that was weird, that I've not even seen a prototype yet. So I thought that was a little weird. Let's see here. Let me go back up here. Quantities of production. I don't know what the production quantities are at the moment. I'll have to look and see if there's something on the site. Also, you're asking about the number 57. If you pre-ordered it, they should be in by January for the 118s. If you haven't pre-ordered one, you may not get one. They are hot commodities. They are, like, gone. So, I can't find any. Nobody can find any because they are hot. So, if you're looking for a number 57 sprint car and it comes up on eBay and it's $200, you know, way overpriced the day it shows up, it's probably still worth buying. That thing's going to probably be worth close to $1,000. I'm maybe being hyperbolic, but I'm also not. That thing may be a very hard car to find. So, not a bad idea to get your hands on a sprint car of Kyle Larson's if you really want one. Let's see here. Clash car. Oh, do I have a KB Skittle Zombie? Yes, I do. I have the Texas Win and the regular Elite. I think they're on the website. I have to double check. But I think they should both be on the website in Elite. So both are on there. Use Race Craze as a promo code for free shipping. Which, by the way, I probably won't get to do. Okay, you pre-ordered. So, yeah, you should have one then. I have enough to cover my pre-orders, Donovan. So I'm good there, but I had to take it off my site for no more pre-orders because I can't get any more. So if you already pre-ordered it, you're good. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, the Skittle Zombies car. Yes, so use the Race Craze promo code. It'll work as free shipping until, listen here, everybody, until January 1st. Then it has to go away, and it's not because I want to, but everything's going up with inflation. It sucks. I hate it. I'm not happy about it, but it's just what's happening. yeah, I don't. I like having the free shipping option, and maybe I'll find a way to have a discount shipping of some kind. But it's just like everything's so stupid expensive, and there's nothing we can do about it. Um, I don't want to say let's go Brandon but I mean it's not even the Brandon thing. It's just I hate our government top to bottom. So we'll just leave it there. And I mean the whole thing, not both parties, the whole bunch. Who's winning the Snowball Derby? Money's on Rich Pickle. I like Eric Jones' chances. He's starting fourth, I think. So him starting that close to the front, and he's a pretty good late model driver, but he hasn't had a ton of time in them recently. So for him to get up to fourth, I think by the time the race is really rolling and getting through, I think he'll be good. Did I see Landon Castle could race for Kaulig? Yes, and I am super excited for that. If Moffitt can't get a ride with one of those top Xfinity teams, I absolutely love the idea of Landon Castle getting a shot, because Landon has been grinding his opportunities out that he's gotten for years, and now that he finally has a little bit of backing, I want to absolutely see what he can do in quality cars. I hope he does really well. So I'm excited. If he can get that Kaulig car, I'm going to be really excited. Getting the Jimmy Johnson, Richard Petty signed, 7-time champ. I am not. I have an Elite, but it's on the website. I don't have any plans to get any of Johnson's like special paint schemes. I have the torch set will be coming, so I'll have that car and then a bunch of his raced wins. But I don't really have a lot of interest in paint schemes specifically. I thought the paint scheme looked okay. It was decent, but if I was looking for like a special paint scheme, it'd probably be a different one, honestly, because it's got to look cool. It's a cool. What's the word? It's a cool concept car, having the 7-time champs and stuff, but it just doesn't look that good. Like the A-Shot car looks good. It doesn't have any significance, but it looks good. If I'm not getting a raced version, it better look good, That's just my personal, preference. Do I have any Jamie McMurray 2018 cars? I don't even know where you would get any. I haven't seen a bunch of them floating around. They didn't make us much of his stuff later down the line, so let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got, guys. So a little bit of a ugliest race win I have. Oh, let me think here. Yeah, I could do some questions for a while. I don't need to wrap up. What is the ugliest race win? That's a good question. It'd have to be one where there's like very little detail. I could probably say one of the Joey Logano's, like his Michigan win, although that one has a burnout on the tire. Let's see, who else had a really boring race version? There was a bunch of them in 2020, actually. I might say one of the Kevin Harvick raced versions, like I think it was the For the Mountains Pocono car. That car is just unappealing in every way. Jimmy Johnson. No, I don't have any Jimmy Johnsons that are that bad. Yeah, I think I'd have to probably go with either Harvick or Logano on those. One of the two. Been looking for a Clint Boyer 5-hour energy car. Can't seem to find one. Any suggestions? What year? Are you looking for like the 15? Oh, the Harvick pink car was ugly. Although the liquid color looked really good. So there was a color that looked good, but the car itself is really ugly. The 2021 Yellowwood 500, absolutely. Luckily, it was the good-looking McDonald's car as well, not the ugly one, because there was some that did not look very good at all. I don't know why they even ran it, honestly. Boyer 15-hour energy. No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had a Boyer 5-hour energy car. Because he only ran that car at Michael Waltrip Racing, from what I remember. So I don't think I've ever had one. But yeah, I don't know where besides eBay. I don't know where else you would look, because that's the only place I've ever seen it. So I've never had one in my collection at all. So it's never been something I have. Let's see here. I think I can look at this one more time here. Let's see. Bubba Wallace will only win on plate tracks. Kurt Busch will prove that. Maybe. He's really good at Martinsville. I think, if they can get the same people in house for an entire year. I also think he needs to run more Xfinity. It's like I don't understand these guys that once they get to Cup, they just stop racing altogether. They only race Cup after that. It's like, how do you think Kyle Busch got so good? Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, like all those guys were constantly after seat time. You know, the only guys that I can think of that have really done decent with having very little, other series experience since I got up there was Chase Elliott, and he still hops in trucks or Xfinity cars when he has an opportunity to. They're just Junior Motorsports is all booked up, so they don't have that opportunity. So, but yeah, I mean, these guys that just they get up to the Cup level and then they just stop racing other series. I don't get that because that's not helping you stay at the top of your game. So I don't know. I think he needs to race a little of that. Looking for the Jimmy Johnson 2010 white Lowe's with the black window net. I'm gonna give up and paint the window net myself. The 2010 white Lowe's with a black window net. What does that mean? Did they not have black window nets? Just one on eBay for 25. I'm confused what you're referring to. You're saying that in 2010 it was the white Lowe's car. Am I understanding that right? 2010? Hold on a second. I literally have a 2010 sitting here for review tomorrow, or one of these upcoming days. This is the 2010 Lowe's car. This is the dual wind, but it doesn't. Do they not normally have a black window net? Because this is the dual wind from 2010. Goes great with the Casey Kane one, by the way. But did they not? I mean, is this what you mean by the white Lowe's car? Is this one? Or is there another one that I don't know much about? Am I missing something there, maybe? All right, let me get that put back. Okay, let's look here. If Kyle Busch is for sure done in Xfinity, JGR needs to put Bubba in the 54. Yeah, I think you gotta have. I mean, you gotta get the car or the guys in the cars. Like I said, Eric Jones was another one. He got in there and they just stopped racing all the other series. Like, I don't get that. Tyler Reddick was running in the Jordan Anderson car. He was running in the Hour Motorsports car. And that's because I think he's still within the first 3 years of his Cup career. So it's like he should be running as many races as he can. And maybe not everything will transfer to the Cup Series, but you can always learn something, even if you're just, zoning in on what you're good at. So that's the stuff to me that's just like, I don't get why these guys do that. William Byron's another. I mean, he only had 1 year in Xfinity, and then boom, he's in Cup. And then he just stops racing everything else. And it took him a little while to kind of get on board. And frankly, he's won races, but I still don't think he's there yet. I think he's got way more potential yet, but he's got to get just race time. I mean, time in these races where you're racing around each other, rubbing and bumping, and just get used to it. So, let's see here. Not a fan of the white window nets. 2010. I didn't know which one had white window nets, so I have to look. Let's see here. Can we see the glorious Kansas win? Here's the good news. You can see it because all I have to do is heat that thing over to the right, and I got it in my case here. So that is where I have a nice spot for it. But I wish my camera was clear. I don't know why it's not working so good. It's not very clear right now. But yeah, I have that one in there. I have all my race wins that I've been to in person in this nice big case to the right. And it's actually full now, so I have to start looking for another case or figuring out how I want to do that. But yeah, I have the pin too. I'm sure that pin's a harder one to find. Briscoe still runs Xfinity cars. Yeah, a few of them. He runs where he can, but he doesn't run all of them, and that's the thing. It's definitely something that I don't see why these young guys aren't running. It just doesn't make sense, especially at new tracks. To get some track time, like Nashville. I think I should have seen every single Cup guy looking for an Xfinity ride. One, it sells a lot of tickets. Like, a lot of people will watch if like half the field is Cup guys. I understand TV guys don't like it, but I'm telling you, when you're at the track and all these Cup guys are running, people get excited. People were excited at Indy when they found out Chase was running in the Xfinity race. It was like, oh, cool. Like, it was just an added bonus to the ticket. So, let's see. Do I have any McDonald's cars? I don't believe so. Do I have a Kane one that's a McDonald's? No. And the only Bill Elliott car I have is the Coors car. Who else ran McDonald's? Did anyone? No one's won in McDonald's because Bubba just broke the curse. So yeah, that Bubba car will be the only McDonald's car in the entire collection, I believe, because I don't think I have any others. So, and good Bowman pieces. So let's see here. Bowman. I think the only Bowman car is the throwback, which is a good looking car, but they're not like super rare. Other than that, for Bowman, I think I have his Xfinity win and then his 2 Cup wins. I really want to get my stuff off the shelves. Here's where they are right now. The Bowman wins are on the top shelf, furthest to the left. You'll see 2 cars or 2 boxes. Those are the 2 Bowman wins, and then the Xfinity one is in a tote. So there's I have to protect from water. Yeah, I gotta get some shelves, because here's the thing. So these stay really, really clean as they are right now. But if you have them in the open, say like this, for too long, they start to collect dust, and you can get it cleaned off, but there are some spots that it's hard to get the dust off. So I like to be able to really get them sealed up, like just to keep them clean, but I gotta find a good way to do that. So that's kind of my preference, I guess, is that I want to have stuff like that where they're sealed up. Because like this car here, I don't think I've ever had to dust it because it's been sitting in that case. Occasionally I bring it out, I get it out of the case there, but otherwise I do pull it when I have a chance. I'll pull that out. Oh, actually, now that I mention it, I just thought when you said any good Bowman pieces, Alex Bowman's sprint car, the 55, I believe they are offering one of them, or they were looking into it. Because I think he ran an Ally sprint car, or maybe it was his driver, CJ Leary, I believe. One of the two. They're either offering a Bowman sprint car or a CJ Leary sprint car, but I think, and I could be wrong, I think they're making one of them. So I think there might be a sprint car. I have to double check. I usually have my old phone on me with Wi-Fi so I can look stuff like that up. But I have to look. I think there's one option. I have to look. Where's my, you know what? Can I? No, I can't. I don't want to close this. But I want to say there's a 1/18th of that CJ Leary. I could be wrong, though. I got to look again. So that'll be something. I got to see if I got my old phone. I think it's charging because I killed it. But yeah, that's the only one. The other thing I was looking at this year, I think for the Bowman cars from this season, the one that he ran at Nashville is probably going to be one of the coolest paint schemes that he's run. So I think that's definitely one of the better cars from this season, paint scheme wise. Let's see. Can some of us see any Martin Truex Jr. cars? I have them all organized. They're in 2 different spots. Is there any one specifically? Remember, they're only raced versions, and then I guess there's one other one. It's the Sherry Strong car. So I can grab one quick. I mean, I got all day here. It's Saturday. Big Ten title game isn't until later today. Again, Iowa is not favored, so their offense is pitiful. But that being said, it's still fun to watch, So, do I happen to have Briscoe's Indy win from last year or his Eldora win? They did not make the Indy win last year. And the Eldora win from the trucks, I do have that one. But they did not make his Indy win, unfortunately. So, that one is going to have to be a custom. And luckily, I think they made the... I'm trying to think which one they made here. Darlington. They made Darlington. So they only made the Darlington car as far as a race version. I think they made a couple clean versions, but I don't know if the sponsors were technically right. So 78. So yeah, no. Is there any specific Martin Truex Jr. car? So I have a bunch of his wins and the Sherry Strong car. Like if you pick a car, I'll go get it. I have them sitting there. It's 2 steps away. But I'm not going to get up and start grabbing random cars, So just pick a car and I'll go grab it. Same with all of them, really. I have a bunch of cars that are pretty easy to get to. Xfinity wins, not so much. Kane wins, not so much. And Elliott wins, not so much. Those are the ones that are harder to get because they're in different spots. Everything else is probably within about 10 steps of me, so I can grab just about anything else. Bass Pro 5-hour energy scheme for 2018. I actually, let me tell you what I got. This is an interesting car. This is the 5-hour energy car. I actually got this car really cheap at one point, and I used the chassis to swap. I believe I used the chassis to swap a Matt DiBenedetto car. One of his, I think it was the Toyota maintenance car. So I swapped it so I could have an Elite. I'm gonna try and make a Bristol custom of that, but I gotta figure out how I can make a couple decals that are smaller. Like, I'll show you what I'm trying to make. So here's the Denny Hamlin Bristol custom, the NASCAR Heat logos. That's what I need. So I'm trying to figure out how to make that logo so I can put it on the Matt DiBenedetto car. That's not it. I'm still looking. I think I got a car in the wrong spot here. That's it. Is that it? Auto Club. Here we go. Perfect. So here's the Auto Club car. This is the actual Bass Pro Scheme. That's the one I just grabbed off the shelf. That's the car he ran at Michigan. Or not Michigan. Martinsville. This is the one that he got into a tussle with Logano in. So if I ever end up with an extra chassis, chances are this will end up on it because why not? But yeah, that was his 5-hour scheme. And this was the Bass Pro Scheme. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't as big on this Bass Pro Scheme as the 2017 one. I just thought this could use, I don't know. I just thought it looked weird. Maybe it was just because the Bass Pro wasn't on the back. But yeah, the Auto Club one, I actually did get the event pin for that too. So that's the event pin on that 2018 one. But I got this signed at Kansas a couple years back. I remember that because he was walking through the garage, and for some reason, like two or three races in a row, back when things were open, and I was trying to get a lot of autographs. Now I don't do it quite as much. I just enjoy the weekend. But at the time, I literally had gotten like 2 cars signed by Martin Truex 3 races in a row. Like I just couldn't miss. And it was for very different reasons. It was like Chicago, he was getting his they have a little plaque outside the track. When anybody wins a race at Chicago, they have a plaque that they unveil the next race. Of course, Bowman wrecked that. They would literally have this plaque, and then the driver would come out and they'd show the plaque off. Everyone would get to, they'd usually stop and sign a few things, but they did it in between practice and qualifying, so they'd have a little gap. And so I got a couple cars signed there, got a couple signed in the garage, a couple signed at Cabela's experience, or what was the appearance? No, it was a Bass Pro appearance in Bristol. So I had those 3 times, and I just caught it every time. But yeah, I think Bowman's little plate, I don't even know if they ever made it, because they would have presented the next time they went there, but way to go. So they didn't end up with that. But one of these days, I think what I want to do is take some of the Chicago wins, if they ever have a race there again, and set it on the little plaque and take a picture just for fun. That, or I want to take and when I go to a place, I'm not going to bring the cars with, but I want to get pictures of all the raced versions that are in museums, and then compare them to the the cars that they made for Diecast. Have a good one, Donovan. I'm not saying it professional. I'm just not. Got your 2020 Ally throwback from 2020 throwback. That's the 7-time champ one. That's going to be an awesome car. Glad you got it signed. That's really cool, especially because you can have Jimmy on the front and then like Richard Petty on the back, and then it's just awesome. Yes, the dominating Coke 600. That was a race that literally, I know people will say it's boring, but that is a historically big butt whooping that he put on the field that day. Like, that's the thing. I think it's like historically it was so significant, but yet I know everyone's going to look back at that and say how boring it was, but it's like, yeah, that's what it is. All right. Oh wait, one more question. Any news on the next wave of metal chassis 164th? I have not heard anything, so I've still got 6 on hold, or just on waiting, so that way it can save you on some shipping. But I have 6 on hold or on hand, just waiting for you. But as soon as the next one batch comes in, or maybe it's the Larson Sprint that'll be next, I don't know. Whatever comes next, I'll just send them all together though. Let's see. Only problem is we lost the colored markers, so he signed it in black on the hood. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that hurts, man. I know exactly how much it hurts to have a black autograph on the hood, because Kyle Busch did that to one of my cars once, which I don't blame Kyle. It was an appearance. I totally get it. I literally eventually found a way to get the signature off the car. So, yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and yeah. Coke 600 is one of the favorite. Well, it's not my favorite. My favorite's the Chicago win. I think it looks the best. Playoff markings and then the tore up rear end. But that being said, that Coke 600 car is by far the most historical for the butt whipping of it. But I don't know. His 2016 throwback was pretty cool too. So he had a lot of really rare cars early in his career. Let's see here. Do I, by chance, have or had the 2007 Homestead win? I have not seen that one yet, or I have not had that one yet. So hopefully at some point I will have that just for a review. I don't know if I'll hold it. Again, a lot of these cars, sometimes they're in and out. There's some that they get there and they don't move. Some of them I kind of don't have that big of a an attachment to. So what do we grow in Iowa? We can grow soybeans, we can grow green beans, we can grow tomato plants, we can grow a lot of stuff here. We grow a lot of grass, trees, but it certainly wouldn't be corn. That's for sure. We don't grow that. That's crazy talk. Let's see. Do I have any other 2021 cars? Which 2021 are you referring? Are you specific driver? Because there's some out. Like I have Byrons and Elliots, and still waiting on some of the other races versions and other stuff to come in. But 2021 wise, I have a ton of 164ths that are on hand, but I don't have a bunch of other stuff as far as like other drivers. So I did say it. I appeased you. You're welcome. So yeah, I have a any wise. As I said, there's a ton of 164th, and then 124th wise, it's the Byron Exalta car, I believe. I don't think there's a Bowman in yet. Yeah, the Bowmans aren't in yet for some reason. They're taking a long time to get here. Elliott, I have an Elliott Napa ARC. I have a Hooter. No, I do not have a Hooters anymore. Well, that could be wrong. Let me show you what I got. I do have a Hooters Night Owl. I don't know, maybe this is the issue with this one. This was a Hooters Night Owl that came back and it lost part of the fin and the din incorrect. So that din does not match this din, 333. But this one basically got it. What actually happened was the chassis, the screws got stripped out and it fell and in the box and was just tumbling around. That being said, outside of this chipped fin, I was able to take and repair most of this chassis. I think the only thing is the fact that the dins don't match chassis-wise. So I was able to fix it. Yeah, still not happy that the fin broke, but I mean it's better than what it could be. So that's where I'm currently setting this one. It's just, man, the original chassis literally got, the screws got stripped and it just fell. So it looks like they're Lionel's using different screws now on these cars. So when they come on the base, I don't know if I can show you, but there's 2 screwdrivers I've been using, and they've actually worked on 2 different models. So this is perfectly in the Phoenix cars. So you can see one screwdriver significantly bigger than the other on the right. This one is what's using or being like, I can use it on all the new cars, but it's too big for like the Hooters or any early 2021 car. But all the new cars that have been showing up, this is the new screw size they're using. This is the old one. It's a little bit smaller. The threads were smaller. That's probably why it's stripped out, is they had it too tight with those small threads, and it just stripped them out. So it looks like they've gone to a bigger option so they can have them tight and it doesn't strip out. But yeah, I have noticed that in the recent past is that they have changed that. Will we see any 164th or 118 IndyCar in the near future? The 164th look really good. Possibly. I'm not opposed to them. It really comes down to just finding if I have enough interest or enough enough use for them. What I hope to do at some point, and I've said this a few times, I do want to make a downhill course where I can have the 164th do stuff, because I have reviewed them in the past, but they're so simple. There's just not a lot of detail to them. So I'd much rather, if I did, I'd get, a fleet of Indy cars, and then I would, have them run down the hill and use them as what they generally are. So I wouldn't use them as a collectible, if that's what you mean. So if you don't like seeing Indy cars, tipping over or bouncing off each other on a downhill race course, you're not going to like my video. But as I said, I have work to do. I'm still currently in the process of, we're currently looking to hire. So our company is very busy. And then on top of that, I do my fun hobby stuff, which is all this. So I don't get to put as much time into that. And snowmobiling season's coming. So, good luck. Just bought Farm Sim. All right. Well, don't get addicted. That game can be intense. So don't get too nuts. What I think of most when I see Chase Night Owl scheme is when he and Harvick had the rivalry at Bristol last season. Speaking of which, we'll definitely get a Harvick Subway car. Yeah, I actually was thinking about having those two, having a couple cars like that. I also got to see it race at the Indy Road Course, so that was kind of cool. I'm really excited for the Allmendinger win for that. I really want that one. That's gonna be cool. I actually had Subway yesterday. It was good. I literally get the same thing every time I go there. I shouldn't say I never tried. I tried one other thing once. It was okay, but it wasn't what I wanted. So I've literally, at Subway, I get the same exact thing every single time. So that's just a trend I have now. But yeah, it's what it is. So hopefully, this is big fingers crossed, when I get everything situated and I get to unpack all the cars and get them on the shelf, I'll do a big live stream. So it'll be like just this massive live stream of me taking cars out of boxes, putting them on shelves. I'll have I don't know, a tripod, or maybe I'll have like a chest mount, so it's just there so I can still see. But I'll be trying to move around, so I don't want to try and hold a phone the whole time. I don't know. I'll think of something though. It'll be cool. The Jimmy John's car honestly was pretty ugly this year. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty ugly. I liked his 2015 car. That one was pretty good. All right. Well, I don't have a lot else to do here, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. I think I'm going to go ahead and get ready to start making some videos and getting some stuff listed. And anybody that has any of these items pre-ordered, I will be either collecting or like doing the charging stuff, or I'll have to contact you guys. So, yeah, that's pretty much all there is to show today. But luckily, as I said, I know more is coming Monday. Hopefully there's, I know the torch sets are in, so I should be seeing the torch sets and the Phoenix 164s, and there should be another bundle of stuff coming. So hopefully that stuff will all show up here in the near future. But until then, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Make sure you turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the reviews on any of these upcoming cars. But other than that, have yourselves a good weekend. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Diecast review.